2,000 is left.
What are you doing?
I'm calling all the motor bloggers and letting them know that it's Funny Friday.
That's right. Friday the 13th thing. Oh.
Nice place. Yep.
Oh. Rich has
Once again, to the middle. And what I'm doing is chopping it down little by little. So now I'm going to say, okay, I've done 20 seconds.
Was that your first bite, Kate?
Yes.
Remember, ride long, ride hard, ride strong, and most importantly,
Ride safe.
from Boots and James.
No, that's
I'm
wait
Rich,
till you
And
ain't
I'm
keep
Cake.
and we out.
All right. welcome. So I'm really thrilled this week to have Rich and Cake on Boots and Jeans Riders, and
with a
you know
delay.
what, guys? I'm gonna tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you ride.
What do you ride? What are you doing? Delaying?
I'm hiding.
Hey.
I can still see him.
Oh, you're looking down. Okay, we had Motor with Travel. It's got the same name, Rich and Rich. And I see Craig on there also. We have a delay, so internet hadn't caught up with us yet. But we are Boots and Jeans Riders. We live in California, both from New Orleans, Louisiana. So we got a California, Louisiana, Orleans accent.
Yes.
I guess you can call it. And we started YouTube February 8, 2019. Been riding for quite some time. She started riding in 2015.
2015.
And loving every minute of it. One thing about our channel is we just started for the love of putting videos up. We had, if you look at our channel, Kevin and I was talking earlier, our videos are way behind when we started. We started 2019, but we got videos up from 2015 and all that type of stuff. We had always done videos, and we just say, okay, we're gonna start a YouTube channel, just throw some of our old videos up that we already had. And what we did not, our favorite thing, to be honest, is traveling more than anything else. Much as we love training, much as we love teaching, we just love to travel. And so that's why a lot of our travel videos are, and they are extremely long, because we're just making them for ourselves before YouTube. So, and then we did not want to get pigeonholed. We started saying, when we were doing a lot of training with the group that we ride with, and people start saying, hey, once you put something into training, I'll start videoing some of the training, put that on YouTube. It's like, no, we don't want to do that. Then it got to a point to where we say, okay, yes, we can do it. And then people would contact us and start want to do some training, and they refuse to get video. So we actually would video them and then send it to them privately. And we know the reason why. Some of them actually mentioned it. They were just veteran riders who wasn't good as they thought they were, and they didn't want their mistakes to be seen by the public. So that's why I think probably a high percentage, like 90% of the videos that we do in the parking lot, they are usually done right after we just finish a training or practice. We like to call it a practice, because everybody already been trained. We just kind of enhancing the skills. So we noticed when we start paying attention to YouTube, we start noticing that the views, we wasn't worried about the subscribers. We started noticing the views. Everybody wanted to see parking lot stuff. And we say, well, maybe we should concentrate on that.
Right.
And then we got to the point that we didn't want to be pigeonholed. So we say, well, we just stopped worrying about the views and worried about what, we didn't want everybody to go, hey, watch these people because of the training. We wanted people to say, hey, watch it because you love what we're doing, regardless of whether it's travel videos, regular ride videos, and or training. So we did not want to get pigeonholed. So that's why we consider ourselves a multi-purpose YouTube channel, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, most likely it is.
Yeah, because obviously we have a big trip coming up this year, and then all the parking lot stuff going to stop. So our views may stop.
No, it's not. We'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
on the road doing parking lot practice.
Well,
Yes.
That's what she said.
so I'm gonna just ask you this first question, and we'll go around the whole panel here.
I
And
told you I like to talk.
I know. What type of bike do you ride and why?
Oh, that's easy.
Well, go ahead. You're up.
I started out on a 750 Shadow Arrow, a Honda, a 2015. That was my first bike straight out of the class once I graduated.
Yeah.
And then it's a red bike, so I named it Sassy Red. But I was riding with all the big fellas with the gold wings. So, and him and I have Bluetooth connection. And I'm talking, I say, hey, I need to get some gas. So he tells them on the CB, hey, pull over, Lil Tank needs some gas. So now my bike has been renamed to Lil Tank. That was when I was riding that one. But now I ride a 2015 F6V Honda Goldwing 1800. That pretty blue bike, that's jet blue, y'all.
Yeah.
So now I've been riding since I was 50. So been a while.
Outside of riding with your uncle.
Yeah, outside of riding on the back of a sports bike.
But yeah, I also
Yeah.
ride a Honda Goldwing 2015 1800, and I know the question was why,
Yeah.
and my answer is simple: why not?
Oh, okay. Well,
Well, we got into Goldwing when she wanted to start riding, and one of our friends had a Goldwing for sale, and I said, okay, let's go take a look at it, and she saw the bike and be like, uh-oh. So I told her, hey, you take up a class, then you can go down and get the bike. I said, don't worry about how the size of the bike. It's all about throttle control. I'll walk you through that. So finished the class. Actually, we went to the class together.
Yeah, I signed him up too.
Yeah. And so I trust me, I went there with a big head thinking, well, with my background, they ain't gonna be able to teach me nothing. But I actually was surprised. I learned a lot.
yeah.
But we get back to the Goldwing. We had it at his house, and she sat on it and couldn't lift it off the ground.
No, that was after they delivered
Oh,
it
we
here.
got it here.
Yeah. It was a 1500, which is a lot heavier than the 1800. So I couldn't get it off the kickstand. So needless to say, I bought him a bike.
All right. So I mean, that's how we got into it. It wasn't anything where we were saying let's find the best bike, or we was doing a lot of researching for the Goldwing concerned. It's just how we got into Goldwing because she wanted a bike. He had a Goldwing for sale. We bought a Goldwing. Once we got it, of course, it's the best bike you can ride, baby.
Oh, yeah. Listen to the Goldwing guys.
We winning this one. Huh? I see Craig Haynes went on it. I see Purple on 3, but she rides the 3. She rides the 3.
Yeah.
That's what's the name, Mike?
All right. So I'm gonna take this one to Wayne. What do you ride, Wayne, and why?
So I have two. I have a 2012 Kawasaki Concord 1400. I ride it considerably less than the 2005 GL 1800 Goldwing that I have, mainly because I like my driver's license in my wallet and not on the judge's table. So I just try not to take the Kawasaki out too much anymore. So
If you want to go slow, just get a Harley.
that's what they've been telling me, but I don't want to go that slow. I just wanted to. I was out with the Harleys all day today, and I don't think I got out of fourth gear the whole time.
I say that because some people might see it. You ride with a lot of Harley people too.
All right, Dave, how about you? What are you riding?
Are we allowed to mention Harley Davidson in this?
I think we're outnumbered, but I think we can.
Well, I think they're outnumbered. And then Craig Hainsworth's in the side chat there, another Goldwing guy.
Right.
I tell you. Oh, it's great. Great, you guys are on. Right, I watch your videos all the time. So, and Rich, I'm going to learn how to do those turns with my head whipping around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hurt the neck.
Yeah. Get a bungee cord. I ride a 2007 Harley Davidson Street Glide.
Oh,
Yeah. So
And
he's
my
got-
wife also rides, Kate, and she rides a 2008 Harley Davidson Deluxe.
Yeah, and you know what? We've said this before, but see, Dave is he's very low key about his bike. We all found out he did a video just a little while ago where he went through all the mods he's done to his bike, and his bike is completely tricked out.
Biggest mistake I ever did. Now Lori knows everything about my bike.
Right.
Stage 3 kit coming for Lorelei's bike.
All right, so here's one that I wanted to ask you guys is what type of videos do you like to watch the most? I know you do a lot of training videos, but are those what you watch? What is it you watch when you're watching YouTube videos? Or is it cat videos? I don't know.
no cats, that's for sure.
A lot of travel videos. I like videos of motorcycle travel more than anything else. Because it's basically inspiring. Even though we travel a lot, we see places that we might want to go because somebody's been there, and we just love traveling. We haven't been travelers all our life, even before we start traveling on the motorcycles, and been around the world a couple of times, been probably to at least 50, if that many countries.
Yeah.
And for us, travel is king. You know, we have a saying, and it goes like, well, I'm sure everybody heard, life is too short to sit around and do nothing. We change it to no, life is too long not to do anything. Because you 70, 80 years old and you didn't do anything, and you go, wow, I lived that long? And then you
And didn't do anything.
Right. So
That's the reason I started YouTube, was so that I could document our bike life.
right.
What we're doing now. So when we're sitting in the home, we can look back and enjoy what we've already done. So
Yeah. Let me finish a little bit, because I told you I like to talk. When I was watching,
Okay.
because I didn't see the live show when I was watching the other one I was telling you about where Craig was on there, and so I called Kate. I said, you need to come see this. And a lot of the people that you guys name, we watch also.
Right.
Keep Your Daydream RV videos. I'm like, wow, they watch the same videos that we watch.
yeah,
We like a lot of RV videos. In fact,
We actually ran into one when we were in Montana
yes,
at Glacier National Park. We ran into one of the couples that with the kids.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember the name, but I know what
What
you're
was
talking
their
about.
name? But yeah, we ran into them in the park.
Who was heading down to the waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we watch a lot of RV videos too. Anything dealing with travel. So that's our big thing, let's just get out and run. Like I said, I don't want our channel to be pigeonholed just with the training stuff, even though we love doing that also, because we figure the more we show, the more we teach, the better we get.
Good. So you know what? This is gonna kind of go into this next part here is let's talk about training. So what I want to know about training is you do a lot of training videos, and I've done a number of them myself. You really do a good job on those, both of you. I'm really impressed with your riding, and you get a lot of people watching those videos. I've often heard on other live streams and in other videos, they're saying, oh, if you want to see a good training video, watch Boots and Jeans. So you've got a pretty good following when it comes to that kind of stuff. You do such a good job on them. I really did have I had fun when I was picking on you the one time. I challenged you to do that 3 parking lot challenge.
Yeah.
You just creamed me.
Hey, let you know that was with no practice. And Kate would say, "You want practice?" I said, "Nah, let me just give it a go."
Yeah.
Just wing it.
There you go.
I'll just wing it.
See, Brad, what's up, Chopper Fat?
So yeah, no, this is great. So what kind of training videos I've got? If I was to ask you this, what's the most important skill any rider should have? What would you say?
I would say
Emergency braking.
hands down,
Braking and swerving.
emergency braking.
Yeah.
You can't practice nothing else, emergency braking. And the good thing about it, you hope that you'll never need to use it.
Yeah. I was out riding this weekend with my neighbor and a brand new rider, and we were coaching him. I was coaching him. He only has his M1. He doesn't even have, like, we have a graduated license. It's M1, and then you graduate to M2, then to M. And I used to teach the training course that I taught. People would come with an M1 where they are legally allowed to ride a motorcycle but have no experience, which is not really recommended by anybody. But they take the weekend course, and then they can ride with a passenger, and they can ride after dark, and they can do a few other things. They can ride on major highways. Whereas when you have the M1, you're not allowed to go on major highways. You're not allowed to drive after dark. You're not allowed to.
Maybe we should do that here.
It's what? But then once you have your M2, then you can do all those things, and you have 5 years at your M2 to graduate to your M. If you don't do it, you have to start all over again.
Wow.
And so it's we get a lot of people that are pretty close to the end, and they're desperate to pass the class when they're taking it. And I think the most important skill that I agree with you about the emergency braking. It's always the push steering for me, is trying to teach people how to get that concept in their head and tell them that they already know how, but you need to practice. You need to practice. And because I've seen a lot of new riders trying to go around a corner and coming into it too hot.
Right.
Especially if it's a reducing radius curve, and then they get in, they're going too fast, and they instinctively try to hit the brakes, and then they come straight up again, and trying to convince them that what you want to do is push harder.
Exactly.
And it's a hard thing to get people to learn. Did you find that when you're trying to teach people the same thing?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
We have tons of twisty roads in a lot of our rides. We just went on a ride Saturday when we were supposed to go on a ride to Salt Lake Tahoe, but it wound up snowing. So I sent the email out and say, hey, alert, this ride is canceled. Anybody got any other place they want to go to? And the guy just sold a restaurant. So I put the ride together, and the ride together was a highly technical ride. Well, parts of it were some twisties. Go ahead, don't catch that. Our daughter calling. And and we had one rider who ridden with us before, but once we got on the twisties, he was second to the last rider. We told him right up front, but he didn't want to. And he held one of the experienced riders back big time. By the time we got to the restaurant, they were still a half hour catching up. Of course, in our briefing, we tell everybody, here, ride your own ride. But 9 out of 10 times when we send out, I guess you can call it invitation to a specific ride, we tell them, hey, it's a technical ride, advanced road. If you're not used to twisty roads with no guardrails and drop off, you might want to sit this one out. We'll have a ride sometime in the future for you. And a lot of times we would get riders who will show up, even though we put that in an email, and then we ask questions, hey, you sure you want to do this ride? I'm not trying to discourage you from going on this ride, but if you don't have all your skills together, you got to go extremely slow, or this might not be a ride for you. And we came across a guy, he wasn't riding with us, that went off the road. We just happened to see the dust You weren't on that ride.
Mm-mm.
We happened to see the dusk, and it was the same thing. He's riding, like you say, Kevin, coming in the corner way too hot, and we saw him in front of us, but we didn't see him when he crashed. And I was like, oh, okay. Hey, some people just can't tell.
Thank you, Donovan.
They're on the way. Uh-oh. We got company coming, so they may be busting in the door.
I have to go open the door for him.
About little bitty ones.
Little bitty.
I'm surprised it's delayed taking this long.
So, what do you guys think? Wayne and Dave, I'll start with Wayne. What do you think is the most important skill you should have? I mean,
I agree. The emergency stop is one of them, and just not. You got to get it through their head that they can't freeze up.
yeah,
I've seen it with rookie riders all through my riding life that, you know, you'd get on a ride with somebody that you didn't know and you'd be rolling along and everything's fine. You come to a corner and they just stop functioning. They they don't compute what's going on and they just off the road they go.
yeah, I think so.
Luckily, anybody that was with me, the worst injury was a cut knee, but I've even experienced one of my buddies that we rode together for years. One day he just went off into the guardrail post. And he got it almost stopped, but didn't get hurt. But the bike got bent up a little bit, and it was just like, "What the hell were you thinking?" And he goes, "I wasn't. It just
Yeah,
I didn't know what to do. Just for that second, my brain froze."
yeah. The first thing I told this. Oh no.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the first thing I told the young guy when he was coming along with us, I said, is keep your spatial awareness going on. It was funny because when we got back at the end of the ride and we were gonna all split off, I said to the other experienced rider, "Did you see that deer that had been hit that was laying in the ditch?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I saw that." And the young guy said, "I didn't see no deer."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, that's the difference between us and you. You're still paying attention to absolutely everything that's going on the bike. You're looking at your hands, you're looking at your feet, and you're not aware of what's going on around you."
Yeah.
And we both saw the deer and he didn't.
Yeah.
And it was like right there. It was like 2 feet off the road. But yeah. What about you, Dave? What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you, the most important skill that I need is when Lori says stop, I need to stop. When Lori says she's hungry, I got to find a restaurant.
Yeah. You know
When
what?
she says that's enough riding for the day, I got to find a hotel.
You're a wise man.
So I don't know about you guys, but those are the most important things I've had to learn
That
while
was a great answer.
riding. But on a serious note, what I say to anybody that's new to riding, I say, you know, ride your own ride,
Yes.
ride within your comfort zone, and don't push it. Right?
Right.
The minute you start to push, that's when you're going to make mistakes. So don't worry about the people in front of you. If they want to go fast, let them go. Just ride your own ride.
Absolutely
Wave
correct.
them around.
Let me interject for a minute. I'm watching a side chat also, and Ron Hanna said parking lot talk before leaving is the key always. We have
Absolutely.
we have
Absolutely.
briefing before we go out, and we ask people, hey, if you're not happy, step off. Matter of fact, we were supposed to make a video on group riding that something occurred 2 years ago because it was a rookie rider. Remember, maybe we'll do that video soon about group riding, and you know you got to swallow your pride. If you're not ready for it, you got to back off. 100%.
I've been on rides where people, you know, within the first few miles of the ride, have left the ride.
Yeah, that's good.
They've just said, "Had enough, see ya," and you know, all it was it was the wrong person leading the ride.
Oh, okay.
Right.
They weren't thinking about the others behind, and that's the thing. They weren't watching. Like I was out with my new riding group all day today. We've been all over the place, and the number one thing was you always saw that lead guy looking in the mirrors, checking to see whether everybody was with him, and nobody was dragging behind, and mind you, we're all pretty experienced, but still, you could see that he was concerned and taking care of everybody that was on the ride with him, because he's the guy, right? So it's something that anybody leading a ride needs to learn too, is that you're not the most important one on the ride. You're the one responsible for everybody else.
Yeah, we've been on some exceptionally good rides with some exceptionally good leaders, and in that time we just take a back seat and enjoy the ride. Say, hey, they've done a good job with the briefing. They stop in, like when we ride highly twisted roads, they'll stop at the corner. So if they make the turn right or left, the people way behind they can catch up. And then we've been on some of them that, like the video we're talking about making. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. I don't know. And it was a horrible ride we went on. We was kind of shocked. We talked about this. We were kind of shocked that we didn't back out this particular ride. And just like you said, the leader was horrible. It was a group ride. Maybe we'll do that video, and I don't know what we would call it. Maybe group ride for new riders.
That's probably the That's what we say.
And I'm open to anything. If anybody talking about doing that video, I could care less if we got 6, 7, 8 videos helping new riders out when it comes to group riding. So that's why I don't mind telling people what type of video we have coming up next, because I don't believe nobody have a coin on who have the best video. I care less. If we can help each other, then hey, it's going to be better for you. Oh, just to let Craig know, I saw your last comment, Hank.
Yeah, I was just going to note it. Yeah.
Yeah, Craig made a comment.
Yeah, what's the ideal number for a group of riders?
Oh yeah. What would you say? We always used to say with the when I was in the training course that we didn't recommend any more than about 5 or 6, because once it gets beyond 5, you're so long down the road. If you've got 10 riders all together and a car tries to pass, inevitably they're not going to get past all 10 riders, and they're going to split your group and could drive some of the others off the road. So it's really important to either break into different packs and leave space in between. Yeah, we've done that. But then that being said, if it's a ride that's like a organized ride where they have the roads and stuff marked off, that's different. You know, when you have police escort or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've been on those rides too. So that's always a little different.
Yeah.
On to and go says depends on the experience of the riders.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah. Because we had 6 today and it was perfect. We were, but everybody knew what everybody was doing, you know. Like,
and you know what? That's a really good point, Wayne. Like I think too, it really matters who you're riding with. Like I think if you've got 6 or even 7 riders that all know how to ride really well, and you keep a fairly tight formation, and you're doing things properly, that's a lot better than if you've got inexperienced riders that are, you doing the slingshot, trying to catch up. They go farther and then back, and yeah, that gets to be a little bit, hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I've got another question here. Hold on.
oh,
Oh, who we got here? Who is this?
Say hi.
There's the next Boots and Jeans.
Hi. How are you? Do you like ice cream?
Grandpa will go get you some.
Tell us about your bikecations, and where did this term bikecations come from?
Bikecation.
Yeah.
We are very and extremely, I would brag on this, extremely active people.
Yes.
And we were in a roller skating community. That was our life. It wasn't a hobby. And we always called it skatecation. So we travel across the country, do a lot of contests and a lot of parties. It was skatecation and with vacations. And we are divers, so it was a divecation. Everything was cation. So we started doing a bike across country. We just came up with Bikecation.
Well,
And she'll correct me if I say vacation. No, it's a bikecation. It's not a vacation. I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
You know, I'm the boss.
Right.
She just tell me what pants to wear.
So the question I wanted to ask in this, when we were talking about these bikecations, I've noticed you guys go on some pretty long, epic bikecations. You go for a really long time, you know. And what is your longest trip? How long were you gone?
84 days.
84 days was the longest.
84 days.
Wow.
That's a bikecation.
Yeah, we that it actually was 84 days, but that wasn't the longest in mileage, but it was a beautiful trip. We started off going to Wingding, and I know you guys probably seen the videos with Willie and Melody. They call themselves the Willardies.
Yes, I watched that series.
And we say we went to Wingding, which is the rally for Go Wingers, and they told us they'd never been far as Texas, which where Wingding was that year. And I said, okay, let's continue. And we wound up going all over the place. And they separated from us in Washington, D.C. And Cake and I decided to keep going. And 84 days later, we returned home. we were homesick, don't get me wrong. And then once we get home, we get road sick, and we just got to get back out there.
Yeah.
And that was a 14,000 mile trip.
It takes me about 15 minutes and I'm road sick again.
14,000 miles?
Yeah, but our longest trip was 17,900, almost 18,000 miles. That was 64 days. That was a good one because we went visit all the NFL stadiums. We wanted to do the basketball, baseball, and hockey stadiums because, as you can guess why, you guys are what? Canadians. That give us a chance to go back into Canada.
Right.
But
Yeah, I really enjoyed the video that you had where you were in Banff.
oh, no, I love that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Right now we got a delay, so you just can't see my expressions right now. Oh, we would go there and we want to ride all across the provinces and come out where you guys live at. But that we even talked about going there again because normally when we do a trip, because like I said, we've been travelers for flying around the world. Our goal was if we find a place that we really like, we would go back 2 years. We just never had an opportunity to go back 2 years because we love Canada so much. We was like, hey, that's not too far. If we get a chance to go back within not even 2 years, the next year, and obviously the pandemic came, we were going back because we went there in 2019. Because obviously, everywhere you go, you're not going to see everything you see that you want to see. So you sometimes got to go back again. We call ourselves amongst each other. We don't tell anybody this. Route 66 pros, because we done rode Route 66 4 times and still miss a lot of stuff on it.
Yeah.
You can't wait.
Now, when you did the Route 66, did you do it? Did you follow one of these maps, or did you go with an organized group, or did you have a leader, or how did you just figure it out on your own?
When we went on one of our first cross country trips. The goal was to go up to Chicago, go down to New Orleans, because we're from New Orleans, and then head back up to Chicago and ride Route 66 home. But at that time, it was inclement weather. Let's put it like that. So we just wound up being in Chicago for a couple of days and say, okay, let's just ride Route 66 from Chicago to Los Angeles, and that's what we done. No maps, and we got lost a lot. So U-turns came in handy. No maps or anything like that. We just got on it, and that's one of our favorite videos. Is like the first video that we put out with Route 66 because who we are. We decided. I mean, we was watching YouTube. We was watching basically RV videos, and we decided let's just go. Don't ask nobody any question. We didn't know anything about motorcycle travel, even though we've been riding. Let's just pack our bikes and get out there and go. And for us, we felt like, wow, this is fantastic. We should have been doing this years ago. And just riding that is kind of give us a thrill. Even though, and I watched that video, I think it's a 45-minute video or something like that. And then obviously once we put it on YouTube, we get all these things saying, you can't use that song. You can't use that song. You can't use that song.
Yeah.
And so we had to go do a lot of switching in that video and song. That video, I think that was 2016 or 2017. I'm not sure. And like I said, we didn't start YouTube until 2019. So I mean, just to answer your question in short term, it's one of the things where we just say, let's just go, point our bikes and go.
Yeah.
We got a lot of ideas for rides, you know, like I said, we don't believe in life's too short. We believe life is too long to waste it. So and if anybody want to take the idea, I care less. We do a lot of things where we flip a coin and figure out which way direction we're going to travel. We was talking about doing a beard growth ride because it takes a long time for me to grow a beard. So I was going to shave completely and we was going to just head out. And when the beard get an inch and a half, we're going to turn around and come back home. That's our beard growth ride, but we never got around to it. So
Rich, have you ever been out to Americade?
actually, I was supposed to go. I talked to Craig Hainsworth. I was supposed to go the year that he went, and we never made it. It was like, wow. So that's actually it's still on the schedule this year. We're supposed to be going out there this year. And what I like about it, I was watching a lot of stuff in upstate New York, riding Adirondacks. And even though we've been in New York and all the way through the state, we just never ridden up in that area. So we're excited about going to Americade. And it was on the list last year. And obviously this crazy guy from wherever Corona struck, because we was going to ride Route 66 again, the opposite direction, up into Niagara, then cross all the way over to Lake George to go to Americade. But obviously everything happened, so we put it back on the list this year. So hopefully if everything goes right, we'll be there.
Okay. We've got
That's
it on
not
our
far
calendar for
from
next
us.
year.
Was that?
Americade isn't far from, well, especially for me, but like it's like 3-hour ride from my place, pretty much.
Yeah, we really want to go there. And another one we really want to go to, and these borders need to open.
Yeah.
We want to do that Friday 13 ride that you guys have up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, except this year it's probably
Okay, so that's like 10 minutes from my house.
and
Yeah,
that's
I've seen,
30
think I've
minutes
seen.
from my or an hour from my house.
Okay, so when you come, you've got a room. When you get here, you can stay here.
There you go.
Garage your bike, bed to sleep in,
That'll be
nice little breakfast place down the road from us.
that'll be fantastic,
Yeah,
brother. I mean,
Just give me the call.
you know, we watch a lot of videos and we look at the group that you guys have when you're riding. I forgot what it's called, Canadian some riders group, or it's through the whole Canada. And then we watch a girl who's
Yeah.
up
CMC, yeah.
in Canada also, and she said, "Yeah, I know all those guys." I'm like, "Well, it feel like family, even though we never met." I can't wait to get back.
Yeah.
I love riding our country, but just going up there and seeing different people, man, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, well, just pick Craig up on your way through when you're coming
Oh,
up.
no doubt. He know I'm going to Americade this year.
Yeah.
Because we done a video.
Well, I had planned to go last year, but you know what happened. So, and it's going to be the same answer this year, I think. I don't think they're going to. I was thinking they were going to open the borders about the end of July, but I was told by someone that knows the border security people, they're saying that it's 2022 before it opens.
It could be.
So that's, you know, next winter.
And then we'll just wait till 22 and we'll be there. Trust me.
Yeah.
If nothing get in the way, we will definitely be there.
Yeah, I really want to get down to the States too, and I would like to. I'd like to go on some of the rides that you ride on. I watch those Canyon Road videos, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks like it would be so much fun.
Nothing, the camera does not do them justice. I've driven them in a car. I never had a bike to go there, but
So is
outstanding roads.
You're absolutely right. The camera would never do any serious justice. It just, and my thing is, sometimes I get upset because I lead a lot of rides, and
You don't get to look around.
you don't get to see the bikes going through the corners. So I told Kate, I said, you need to turn your camera on so you can catch all those bikes running around the corner. Because sometimes she'll just talk and have her camera off. Like, turn your camera on so you can catch all
It's
those.
very hard to capture that on camera too. When you get that where you're coming up over a hill and
Right.
and it's like a choo-choo train going down and back up again. It's extremely hard to capture that. I've seen it several times on some of my bike rides with the groups, and you get home and you edit it and it's like, where did it go? It was there It's like a rainbow. You don't really, sometimes you just don't capture it, but
It loses the depth of field, I think.
yeah,
Cameras like
it doesn't show the momentum of everything going.
and you
with it.
don't you can't necessarily see how far a drop it is or how hard a curve it is.
Yeah,
On the camera.
I caught it in one of my northern videos. I caught it once in one of the videos.
Yeah.
And it captures you when you're on your bike and you see it. It makes you.
There was another
It's awesome.
one of your videos, Rich, that I kind of chuckled at. You were kind of ahead of your time. You did a whole video about what you do when you go to a hotel. This was before the pandemic, and you talked about all the wiping all the surfaces and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Did that video get a whole lot more views after all of that's gone on?
I haven't checked.
No, it didn't. It didn't. It was actually it was flagged that couldn't be monetized, and we really could care less because we didn't monetize it anyway. Because I guess at the time YouTube didn't want people to say the word COVID, and then we had a picture of the virus on in the background.
And flag.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, but we've been doing that for a while, and I think it was labeled something like "Why we never get sick while we're on vacation," because not that we paranoid, but you don't know what these people are doing in these hotels, and we're not a $400 a night type hotel couple. So,
no, neither am I.
And when you watch the videos, they were showing even the high expensive hotels, they were showing how these aren't getting as clean as some of the smaller motels.
Yeah.
So
the mom and pops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of an interesting video because you're the only moto vloggers I've ever seen that talked about going into a hotel room and what you do, because you travel a lot. You do a lot of those videos. When you do your videos or when you do those bikecations, do you camp at all or do you do it all in hotel rooms?
99% of our lodging is
Camping.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, we camp monsters. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Throughout our year, and I love the video that Craig done about camping too. I keep saying Craig because I'm watching him on this thing, but even through our younger years, we was always backpackers. And in fact, we wind up teaching. I don't know what they call it now, but they called it wilderness living because they didn't want to say wilderness survivor. We taught it for 2 years. And we was trying to get to 1,000 people that we were supposed to learn. We wound up getting about 800. Then we wound up doing something else, and we didn't stay with it. But we done backpacking trips 2 and 3 weeks at a time, up and down the Sierra Mountains, up in the Immigrant, Desolation Wilderness, Big Sur, all that. So always been there. So it just got better when we started doing it on the bikes because we could bring a lot more stuff. But yeah, we do a lot of camping, free camping also. And one of the things we stay away from is develop campgrounds KOA had 3 different campgrounds because for us, we used to think anybody that had, and obviously this is our younger years, we used to think anybody that had an RV, they wasn't real campers.
Dave, did you hear that?
Right now, we wish we had an RV right now.
Well, we don't use the term camping. We use the term glamping.
Glamping, right.
Right.
So we were the type of people that we would actually put our truck in, load our stuff in the truck. We go park the truck in a lot, and we would put our backpacks on, and we go. Obviously, had the external frames on the backpack during the time we was doing.
We
it.
went around in circles at one time trying to find a camp spot.
Oh, when they changed the trail on us? Yeah, I remember that. Then we got lost. I love camping, but somehow my campgrounds are always named Holiday Inn. But yeah, we do a lot of camping.
Okay, well that's interesting because it doesn't appear that way on your videos because it just seems like it's motel.
Go back and look at some of them.
I'll have to go back and relook.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and relook.
What happened? We was out with Willie then, and they had a pull behind camper trailer, and we do a lot of camping with them. And obviously, we always had backpacking tents, so we had this small tent. And then when we found out they had that big trailer, we bought this huge tent. We was camping. And then when they split up from us, the 84-day trip I was talking about, they split up
Yeah.
from us. They took the huge tent with them. And Kik and I were stuck with this limited tent like this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And isn't that fun to try and get dressed in the morning?
Yeah.
No, no.
Yeah. So I mean, we just love nature, outdoors, rivers, lakes, streams. When we was in Fiji, we got split up in Fiji, and the Fijians took us out separately. She actually had to stay with the ladies, and I had to go out hunting with the men in the morning for breakfast, and actually for dinner
To catch the dinner.
to catch
Yeah.
fish. And they give me this spear and talking about stabbing. It's gonna be a delay, so you see what I'm talking about. Stabbing a fish, and I was totally lost. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do it? And I said, man, I thought I was an outdoorsman, but they was like, nah, we just joking. They threw the net out and caught the fish. Yeah.
Pull out a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I'm looking at what's the name done BLM campground for 2019. That's the free campground mostly out west.
Yeah.
That's the guy who do the scooters. That he's super good when he ride the scooters. Yeah, I just subscribed to him.
So when you're doing a big long trip, like when you're gone for that long, I mean, that gets expensive, man. You know, when you're gone for what, 84 days? Is that what you said? Or 64 days?
84.
84 days?
Yeah, we get around it. We done a 64 and 84 day.
Yeah.
The 64 one was the stadium tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's how we get around that. We call all our friends and family because we're from New Orleans. We live in California. Say we're going to be in town in 2 weeks. We need a room.
Yeah.
And then we set our budget for hotels only. So when we start camping, obviously the campgrounds are a third of the price of the hotel, so they're cheaper. And then we do that, and then we do, like he said, we do a lot of boondocking on the bikes, free camping also.
Okay. Okay. Well, that explains that part of it.
Yeah, because the only thing rich about me is my name.
So where do you see your channel going going forward? Are you want to do more training videos or more travel videos?
It's the same.
I say the
Same.
combination of
It's
both,
both.
because we don't want to get stuck in one type of channel.
Yeah.
We don't get pigeonholed where and we see it. We see a lot of people would not watch the travel videos, and some people even say, I'm not interested in a training videos. Show me what trip you're going on. And that's understandable, because I don't want to get pigeonholed and stuck in one thing. So we decided, as our channel grow, we don't want to live the YouTube life.
Right.
We want to just create,
No.
have fun doing it, and share everything that we can. And don't want to live the YouTube life to where it's consuming everything we do, because I would just shut it off in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I love YouTube. I love the connections that I've made with people like yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, and I like the you talked about it earlier about the sharing of information. I have learned an awful lot of stuff, even in your training videos. Like you
Say hi to
you do things differently than the way I do it, but that doesn't make it wrong. Do you know?
Exactly.
What I mean? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we tell everybody. That's why I say I made a video about stealing other people's videos, which I think there's no such thing. You don't own a video, because we all learn differently. And I watch, when you ask what kind of videos you watch, I very seldom watch training videos with people who's arrogant. And I believe there's a major difference in confidence and arrogance. But there's a guy, I don't know if anybody got hold of him yet, that I talked to, Robert,
Simmons.
paying it for Robert Simmons. He was a New York police officer, and he was 22 years as a police officer and 15 years as a motorcycle lieutenant. And I talked to him on the phone a lot. We actually made contact with each other, so we're gonna see him when we get down there. And he said, he put it just like they say, it doesn't matter who showing what, we all learn differently. Because
Absolutely.
he was asking me, why did I do a sharp right turn with my right foot down? And I say, well, I was trained both ways. And no matter what we do, especially both sports bike riders, they refuse to keep the right foot on the brake. So I say, well, let me show you how to do it if you take your right foot off the brake. And I done it in the video, but I should never mention who I was targeting in the video. But like you said, Kev, we don't believe there's nothing wrong. There's different ways of doing things, and there's things that you might not want to do. and we was riding with Saturday ride with what's her name, and a young lady, well, a lady who not comfortable on twisters, and we was talking about particular things. She was talking about how you can ride this bike, that bike, that bike, and I said, well, just keep this in your mind, and this is what I truly believe. There is nothing on a Gold Wing that I can't do if somebody else has already done it. That's my whole philosophy. Doesn't mean I want to do it. That means there's just nothing I can't do if somebody else had already done it. So we seen, and I'm gonna say some idiot because I thought it was idiotic for him to do this, do a wheelie on a Gold Wing. And I said, well, if he can do it, I know I can do it, but I have no desire to do it. Yeah. So that's my whole thought process when it comes to learning and training and teaching. If somebody else could do it on your bike, on the same bike that you're riding, you can do it also. I know this for sure. Unless obviously physical fitness stopping you from doing specific things.
To rebuild the front end of a Gold Wing is a pain in the butt. So that's why I recommend nobody try it.
Yeah, Gold Wings are weird. When a
1,000-pound bike, what do you want to pull a wheelie for? You're just going to break everything.
Yeah. Now,
sooner or later, it's going to break.
The thing with him, he had to do some modification to the bike. He had to let obviously the air out the tire, the rear tire.
Yeah, I noticed the tire was half
on the back and way down the trunk and the thing. I'm like, well, you got to do all that just to pop a wheelie. I guess I'll never do a wheelie on a Gold Wing.
I'm not getting on the back.
But my philosophy is, well, if you can do it, I can do it also. I just have no desire to do it.
Yeah, good. I've got our speed round questions. We can do some of those.
Go for it.
Okay, speed round questions. We're gonna go. This is gonna be for the whole panel here, but we will start with you guys, Rich and Cake. So, first question. It's a tough one. Surf or turf?
Both.
Both. Both. Okay, Wayne. Surf or turf?
Turf.
Okay, Dave.
Burgers.
I guess I'm the only surf guy.
No, I'm a surf.
All right, well, that was easy. Okay. The perfect length of a motorcycle trip. Knowing that you do extremely long trips, we will start with you. And what would be the perfect length of a motorcycle trip?
Oh,
I would say, well, let me give you two answers.
go ahead.
I would say
You
full
might have
time,
the same one.
but that's not a good answer. I would say a 2-week vacation that when you have 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good because you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
You want to have some time. I've seen on a couple of your videos. Didn't you end up with a flat tire on one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to do those T-clocks.
That's right. Okay. All right. Wayne, perfect length of a motorcycle trip.
Well, I think the answer has to do with whether everything is planned and it's all orchestrated and you've planned out all the sites that you want to see. But if it's unplanned, I think it needs to be longer because you kind of have to find those things as you're meandering your way through. And it can be just that it's communication with the residents of the areas that you're visiting. Oh, what is there around to go look at? Oh, there's this, there's that. And then it side trips off of your planned route to go and see that. So I'm going to say 3 weeks would probably be enough that,
I said a month.
like I had a smart answer to say just whenever you get tired of riding, but
Right.
for me, that doesn't happen. So, but I'd say 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Dave, what would you say would be the perfect length? This is what I like about having this panel here tonight is that I've got 3 people here, like Dave, Wayne, and Rich and Cake all do these epic long trips. I have not been fortunate enough to do that yet. Not like you guys.
Well, it's coming.
I know.
So I can give you 2 answers, right? Because I've got a different situation. So if
Right.
Lori and I are just heading out on the bikes ourselves, I like Rich's answer. 2 weeks, but having 3 weeks, total, to go. But the second answer is we have a toy hauler, and the whole idea of the toy hauler is to travel to one destination, settle down, use it as a base camp, ride around and take in all of the sceneries around, then pack up, go to another destination, use it as a base camp. So, when we finally retire, we're looking forward to loading the bikes up into the toy hauler and heading south for the winter. So, we, right now, 2 weeks, a 2-week bike trip, which we hope to do this summer. Depending on what happens with the border, in between our countries or in between our provinces, will dictate how long we go for a ride this August.
Oh, that's great answers, everyone. And my answer to all of this is that I haven't done a real long one yet, so we'll have to do that, Wayne. Figure
Yeah.
that out.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
I'll give you an answer. I'm gonna answer it for you. Any trip that involves ice cream.
Yes, well, that's coming. All right. We'll just jump to that right now.
Tours of ice cream factories.
Favorite ice cream flavor? For me,
Cold.
well, I'll let you go first. I'll let you go first, Rich.
Favorite ice cream flavor? Oh,
Oh, that's not supposed to be.
anything with caramel in it, huh?
Why are you having a hard time answering that one?
Because there's quite a few of them. I said, but anything with caramel in it.
All right.
I'm a fudge. For me, it's mocha. I'm a fudge.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. And for myself, I like black cherry. I always end up getting black cherry. I don't know why. How about you, Wayne? What's your favorite motor?
I'm boring. Just chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Dave?
So we have a dairy up here called Kawartha Dairies, and my favorite ice cream is from them, and it's Moose Tracks.
Moose Track.
Yeah.
Moose Tracks.
That sounds good.
It is good. It's very good.
Are the Moose Tracks something caramely or something?
No, it's like a cookie, cookie and cream, something like that. But it's different than that brand.
Sounds good. Those are good answers. So when you go on a trip, do you listen to music or do you listen to the road?
I refuse to answer that question because she's sitting right next to me.
I tried to listen to my music, but
That's our friend that we saw the day before yesterday. First time ever in our lives we seen a moose.
I've seen them. I just can't get it on video. That's all.
Yeah. I got a picture of me and a moose.
When it comes to music, I obviously put my music on, and it's specific songs that I say I'll see you guys later, right? If a specific song come on, I'm gone. I say I'll see you guys later. And Kate,
This is driving music.
Kate probably going, well, he must have one of the songs on that he gone. I do it when I'm riding with her by myself all the time also, but normally we with a small group, something come on, like it's gone. It's certain motorcycle songs.
Yeah. There's a lot of good motorcycle songs. That is for sure. And how about you, Wayne? I
don't usually use like an iPod or anything, but I do have satellite radio and I listen to a couple of different stations. And when like Rich said, when that song comes on, it's
on.
I usually only do it when I'm alone or just the princess and I on a ride. When I'm with the group, I usually have it turned way down. I don't have the music on too much.
How about you, Dave? Are you a music or the road?
Well, here's the problem. I spent a lot of money upgrading my stereo with speakers and amps and
We know.
all of that
I've seen
stuff
it.
in the bike. And then I spent all of the money on the exhaust and the pipes and the sound of the bike. I don't know which one to listen to now. So I'm going to say, the majority of the time, I've got my music turned off. I just listen to the road and the bike.
And see, I'm an iPod junkie. I have got 3 iPods on my bike all the time, and my phone.
It's true. I've seen them.
And I have my iPhone, and I'll have the music playing, and I love having music playing when I ride. Now that the caveat to that is when I've had communication that works, then I don't listen to music at all. I just use the communication and talk to the other riders. But if I can't get the communication to work, then it's music all the way.
You see, and I mute because I don't want to hear those guys talking. They talk too much.
Oh, is that
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
One question, kind of a sidetrack to that. Do you listen to it on your Bluetooth or just over the speakers?
Me?
Over the speakers.
We over the speakers.
Oh, Rich and Cake.
Yeah, we
Over
over the
the
speakers
speakers.
most of the time. So
Yeah.
it depends on who got the music on first, because she'll put it on. I just turn mine off because I can hear it coming through her. I think she blasts hers.
Right.
But
Because I got an 05 and the speakers are really small on it and it sounds like crap. So it sounds better through the headpiece than it does.
yeah, let me talk about the wing for a second. We almost forced not to listen to the pipes because we have no noise.
True enough.
We can get into when we go through tunnels, we blow our horn where everybody rev their engine.
Yeah, that's true.
That's funny.
We'll be on the ride. Like today, we were on the ride. A couple times I revved the Goldwing right up, like really, it's like high. And you just see all the Harley guys just go, they just drop their, no.
Oh no. All right, here's a good question for you guys. Again, for people who travel an awful lot, and for the panel we have here tonight, must-have item on a long bike trip. Everybody's got a must-have item. What is your must-have item, Rich?
Heated gear. I don't care if we go out in the summer. We will get caught in the cold. Must have heated gear. Even when we ride in here all summer, we're supposed to go to Lake Tahoe, California, so the waterfalls Saturday, and it normally would be like 90 degrees. It snowed up there. Fortunately, we didn't go, but if we would have went and it got freezing, if I wouldn't have had my heated gear on my bike, I'd have regretted it.
I agree. I don't ride well in the cold.
So heated gear. No, that I wouldn't have expected that from you guys. I thought you were going to tell me something like hand sanitizer. You were going to tell me to, a long sleeve shirt or something like this. But no, I was expecting heated gear from people from California.
We actually do heating and cooling vests. We bring them everywhere with us.
Okay.
We don't need those up here.
No,
For real.
not often. How about you, Dave? What is a must-have item on a long bike trip for you?
Well, listen, I'm going to say first aid kit.
Okay.
Right? We always carry a first aid kit. That's the first thing.
Is that built into your bike too?
That's an accessory. I don't know.
How much did that cost?
Oh, crap. Lori's in the other room. She heard me.
He's in trouble again.
I'm going to quit coming on this show because all I do is get myself in trouble. The other part is rain gear.
Rain gear, yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one. That's a really good one.
Must have.
And if you want a third, we always have to take a cell phone so we can talk to the grandchildren.
That's a good one too. That's a
You
good
know what
one.
they say about rain gear, right?
What did they say about rain
You
gear?
have it, you don't need it.
Exactly.
Mhm. I know. And do you ever think you're going to put it on? I'll put it on when it starts to rain.
Mhm.
That doesn't work. When it starts to rain, you're wet. How about you, Wayne? Did I ask you?
You haven't asked me yet.
All right.
Um,
Must-have item on a long bike trip.
it's kind of a moot question for me because I pretty well have all that stuff on the bike all the time anyway. But for me, and don't go thinking I'm trying to get brownie points here.
Hell no, hey.
I think the best thing to have on a long trip is the Princess. No, hands down, it's always a better trip. And one of the reasons is she sees more on the back than I see by myself. It enhances the ride so much having her on the back for multiple reasons, along with just,
So she's your
jabber and
photographer?
she doesn't. I should put a camera on her head is what I should do because she sees so much. She saw the moose. We would have drove right by it. I wouldn't have seen it. She caught it. So, but just the company like Rich, I envy you having your wife with you at all times. Like that's awesome. That's it.
You gotta say thank you.
I ain't saying
All
Just-
right.
Yeah, that's it right there. I mean, we're on the bike. We do that stuff. So it's
Yeah.
You go, Rich. Have motor with travel. They gotta go. My princess is home.
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah. You know
Here,
what?
Rich.
If there's anybody in the side who'd like to join us, make
Craig,
sure you have
don't
your pants
burn me.
on. Make sure you have your pants on, and I will put the link in the thing if you'd like to ask Rich and Kate any questions. That I'll put the thing in right now. Hold on. I got to get into comments. Edit. If you guys have any questions to ask them, go ahead. Goes for you two as well.
Next.
Sorry, I'm distracted. Lori just went past and did this to me.
So
Tell Angel.
while we're waiting, Bluetooth units. What do you use?
Rich?
You Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use Cena. We've been using it for a while. We haven't switched to anything else yet, but it's not even close to what they advertise.
No.
Yeah, I've a lot of people have said that.
Yeah. I have nothing but grief with.
Somebody got Cardo. I think that's pretty good.
If Cardo would come out with a unit to fit to the Goldwing, to the GL 1800 and hook to it, like Cena has done,
Mm-hmm.
my
Yeah.
life would be a happy day. But
Yeah, Viper 6 said he used
it's
Cardo.
disappointing. You think everything is gonna work, and maybe one works, and usually it's the one you don't need. It's the one that you want that doesn't work
Right.
when you get it all hooked together. So
Well, looking at this next question, how long do you spend editing videos?
Yeah.
Ooh, here's the short answer. We don't do no editing on Saturday, Sunday, or Mondays. And then I got to the point to where she proofed everything before I put it up. And I got to the point to where I would get up early, and then I would only spend 3.5 hours. Now it used to be 4 hours
Right.
on a video, and then I'm done for the rest of the day. Even if I hadn't completed the video, I just pick it up the next day.
Another question here from Craig. What's your favorite mod for your bike?
I would say,
What you do?
Craig, I would say you're key when we meet. I want to ride it. I don't think
You don't have any mods on
didn't
them.
put much on our bike. Right now, I guess
Lights.
it would be lights and my footrest, the highway rest, because we didn't really do a lot of mods on our bike.
mhm.
Gas, oil changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's all they need.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, you
Yeah,
guys,
headlights was probably the best mod I did.
The headlight. Yeah. I think for me, you know what? I did a video a little while ago where I had put mirrors on my bike, and I had put. It's got a big mirror and then a smaller one. And I got them from got the idea from Bodine 52. He had put those on his Harley. I found ones on eBay that were very, very similar, and I put them on, and I absolutely love them. And I had a little bit of a problem, I will say, when I first put them on. The one when I got it, I think it was stripped and it wouldn't stay up. And I tried putting Viagra on it. I tried everything to hold it up. You know. So
Let me tell y'all about them Viagra's. You keep taking them, you're gonna get a stiff neck. You're gonna get caught in your throat.
I actually, they sent me a new mirror, and
You about to leave.
and
Rolly.
and I put it on. So we've got Roland Keith here, and I think he wants to ask a question here to the.
Hey, Keith, what's happening?
So there you go, Rolly. You're up. What's your question?
Hey, how you going, everybody? For a start, hope everybody's well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, Roland.
yeah. My question is, what sort of mileage are you getting out of your bikes when you do a long cruise
Ton of mileage.
for fuel?
Well, it's like a big SUV. The faster we go, the less we get.
Oh,
Yeah.
So here in California, and I know you talk about a little long trip, but here in California we get better gas mileage because the gas is more expensive, so we kind of slow down.
Yeah, right.
When we're out of state, we doing 85, 90, and I
Yeah,
mean
we
even
doing
we was in another location, I think it was Utah, and we're looking down, we're doing 90, and we need to slow down. And big trucks was passing us at 95 and 100. And then all of a sudden we're looking at our gas mileage, like, hey, we need to get off and get gas. So when we doing long hauls, depending on how fast we're going, we try to get, and we go by the tank instead of the gallon. We try to get at least 210 on per tank. If we see we below that, then we just slow down some,
Right.
and just enjoy the ride and smell the roses. So we very seldom look at what we get per gallon because of the speed.
Yeah. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's about the same as me. Craig's bike, it's got a smaller tank, but they updated the engine a little bit that they get better mileage. So
Yes,
the distance traveled per tank is roughly about the same
I was in Calgary.
from the
You're
new
talking
build.
miles too, aren't you? Not kilometers.
You know
Yeah,
why?
either or. I just grew up
You always do the bad
miles per, and then they switched to kilometers here, and
Right.
I'm a bastard, I guess.
Yeah, we almost ran out of gas, and actually it wasn't Calgary. It was
It wasn't Calgary. We was heading to what we say, Canmore.
yeah, we just rolling,
And
not
we
paying
didn't
attention.
gas up on that last. The sign said
Certain amount of
last gas
miles,
at
certain amount of
stop.
kilometers,
certain amount of kilometers. I'm like, oh, we got it, baby.
and we
got it.
misread it. And then the light, we started panicking. Cars was passing. We were doing 40 on the freeway trying to
35.
save gas, and
Yeah.
cars are passing us, giving us the finger. Hey, get out the way, fool!
Yeah.
Fortunately, we didn't run out of gas.
Yeah, we made it to that first Shell
But
gas.
$6 a gallon.
how much?
Angel Face has a question, Kev.
Angel Face.
My angel face.
There we go.
She's wanting to give you more work, Rich.
Oh,
Wow.
Let's do this. We'll promise you this. After this trip, then we'll do one.
Yeah.
Because we got a trip coming up that we're focusing on. Our last ride that we done Saturday, we sent out the invitation. We told everybody it's going to be the last ride that we actually organized, and we want to focus on that trip and making sure everything is up to par. But however, for the motovloggers we met, oh man, this and like I said, I can't wait to get back to Canada. But the meeting of the motovloggers is the essence of riding. Even though we've been riding for a long time, it wasn't until we actually start. I mean, we love traveling. I mean, absolutely, hands down, love it. But when we finally started meeting motovloggers, oh my goodness, it was just like meeting family.
It just made it that much more fun.
Yes.
Yeah, I bet it does. When you've been following somebody, watching their videos, then you actually get to meet them. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoy doing this live stream with with these folks, these two guys, we end up we have struck up quite a friendship, and we talk all like every week. So it's great, and look forward to doing some riding with them locally. You must have there's got to be local motovloggers that you're with a lot in California, is there?
Actually, we have it.
No,
The
we,
closest is who? And Robin, the lady biker.
yeah, she's down in Southern California.
Yeah.
We haven't met her yet, but we actually supposed to go down 400 miles just to pick up a little light or something, just to get out there and ride with her and meet her. But we wound up getting it somewhere else, and we didn't do it. But we haven't met any motovloggers out in California. It's normally when we out on the road, like Roland Keith was saying about being on the road. When we're out on the road, we met a couple of people. We met Dan. We met
Yeah.
what is his channel called?
Which
Ozark.
one?
Riding the Ozark. We met
Riding
him.
the Ozark.
Oh,
Mike.
Mike.
We met Mike.
Yeah.
We met Dan. We met
P.S.
Purple Street husband. PSP Tommy G.
Mhm.
I mean, just everybody. It is, and I keep going back to Craig because we actually spoke on the phone after a video, and we got a connection, and we are supposed to meet him when he was asking about America. We were supposed to meet him in America. We done a ride when we went over the bridge going to Niagara Falls, and he said, "Man, you was right by my house," but we didn't know each other at the time.
Right.
But meeting motovloggers, it's one of the things where you go, I know you, and we really don't know them, because
Yeah.
you hope that when people doing a motovlog, they actually being themselves on there and not changing when you meet them. And so far, everybody that we met has been fantastic. I mean,
She
it's
said we have to let her know when we're in the area. We will.
Yeah.
Dave's having a barbecue at his house on the 27th of June, so extending an extra invitation if you happen to be across the border.
yeah. We watch a lot of his videos when he was going down south with the
You can
RV.
meet us at the border and we can talk across the border.
I mean,
Well, I'll tell you today, I was smoking sausage and all sorts of meat. You know, a
Fish, you know,
6 hour process.
Nice.
it's gonna be a delay.
Oh, hi, hello. How are
Our
you?
daughter,
Oh,
It's
the
your
oldest
daughter.
one.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you trying to be seen?
We gotta
Come
pick
on.
him up. I told you everybody was coming over.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got two pieces
How
in
much
there.
is gas there right now, Rich?
oh my gosh.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Go break
Who else is here?
Get him.
We have a full house. It'll probably be full in about an hour.
All right. Well, we were talking. You realize we've got Australia and Canada.
Ooh.
Stand that up.
All right, y'all.
So
That's good. Maybe like that.
It sounds like you're having dinner tonight.
Are there any more questions there, Kev?
is there any more questions?
Who? No, I'm not.
Another rapid fire, or are we good?
I think we're good. You know what? I really, really have enjoyed having you guys on today, and it was a great show. And thank you very much. If do you have anything else to add, Rolly?
No, I've pretty much sat through most of it, and I enjoyed it. It's actually great to catch up with Boots and Jeans. Say good day, guys, and all the rest of it.
Right.
Stick around to the green room, Rolly. I want to talk to you.
Okay, no worries.
So
No,
I guess
we had
with
a
that,
couple from Australia that we met when we was on
Oh,
1 hour
yeah.
rides, and they were the ones that actually inspired us to ride Route 66
Yes.
on the bike. Because they were
Oh,
from
cool.
Australia, they went to Chicago and bought some motorcycles and rode Route 66 and was on their way to San Francisco when we met them.
Yep.
And to sell the bike so they could fly back to Australia.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny. Yeah, we met them, and they said, "Yeah, we just finished riding Route 66," and they told us the whole story. Kate just told us, and we're like, "Wait a minute, you came from Australia and you rode Route 66?" Like, it's in our
We
country.
lived
We
it.
haven't ridden it yet, so we got to go. And next year we rode Route 66, and
Yeah.
we've done it 4 times or 3.5 times since
Three
then.
Yeah, I think that's one journey that many Australians would like to do. That's it's sort of a bit of a wish list thing, that one.
Well, not just Australians. It's Canadians here too. I'd like to do the Route 66 because I'm a 3-hour ride from the border to Chicago. Right.
Here's what we guarantee. We guarantee that if anybody let us know ahead of time and we home, and we done told this to several riders, if they decide to do Route 66, we will meet them somewhere and ride all the way back to California with them.
No, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
That's a guarantee. Nobody haven't taken us on an offer yet, but we just wait for somebody to do it. Obviously, we have to be home.
Epic
We
ride.
do have on our biking list is to ride Canada from one end to the other.
Yes.
That's a big trip.
Oh, that's a
Stop
trip.
by when you're going by.
Yeah, that's a big trip.
Yeah, we watch Viper 6 a lot and see some of the rides he's done and like, wow, he's in the area that we've been in, and he's kind of excited knowing that we've been in that area.
Right.
And then when he do the Bad Drivers of Calgary.
Yeah, I like his bad driving.
Well, I'll be in
videos.
your area sometime in the near future whenever I can get across because I got work there.
When you coming back to Chicago.
On to and to go, we will be to Chicago this year for sure. We know that.
Yeah.
Well, put it like this: on our trip, and we're gonna do because somebody asked when we're gonna announce the trip. I think it was Rich from Head Motorway Travel. We said we probably gonna announce it a week before we go. But like most of our trips, we have 2 places that's actually planned before we just start going everywhere because the rest of them is more point and go. And we definitely going to Chicago. She has family in Chicago, so we definitely heading out to Chicago. Plus, we like Chicago anyway.
There
The
you
food
go.
takes to Chicago.
But you know what, guys? This has been fabulous. So I'm gonna thank everyone in the side chat. A lot of good questions for Rich and Cake, and I really appreciate everybody coming along and asking the questions. And we will thank you so much for being with us today. And we will go into the green room, and you guys hang in just for a second. We got a couple of things we'd like to talk to you about before, and then
Okay.
thanks everybody for stopping by, and we'll see you next week. Next week we are going to be at Wayne's house. Wayne's house.
Wayne's
Yes.
World.
We're going to be at
Wayne's World. That's it.
All right.
Wayne's World.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's Wayne's World next week. So we'll talk to you guys. We'll see you all next week, and we're out of here.
All right. Thanks. Take care.
Thank you guys. Peace.
Catch us next time. Keep safe.
Bye.
How much to that? Okay,
Hit the
Angel.
button, Kev.
I did.